comes out of the wilderness, slides into church service, slides into Sunday school. He opens up the Bible and begins to read, and he begins to say that the Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he hath anointed me, watch this, to preach the gospel to the poor, he sent to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, recovery of sight to the blind, to preach liberty to those who are oppressed, to set free those who are oppressed. Watch this. And in the sixth one, he says to preach the acceptable year of the Lord. Isn't that what he said? And it's amazing because, Melissa, we've got to understand that yes, the acceptable year of the Lord is the fact that Jesus was in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But we also must realize that we must preach the fact that Jesus is returning, that Jesus is coming back. He will have a second coming. He will return. And God is expecting us and expects the church and the preacher and the pulpit to declare the acceptable year of the Lord, that Jesus is coming back again. Hunt your neighbor, say, Jesus is coming back. And see, sometimes I believe that the church is somewhat off balance. We specialize in preaching and in the here and now. We deal with the here and now issues, and sometimes we forget why people really need deliverance. Sometimes we get so caught up in the here and now that we sometimes forget that God is fixing our here and now, getting us ready for by and by. That God literally wants us not to just get fixated on this side of the river, this life that we live, but there is another life that awaits us. I love Jesus because Jesus says, look, I go away to prepare a place for you, that where I am, there you gonna be also. The reality is this earth is not our home. We're just pilgrims, vagabonds, if you will. We're just traveling through this land on our way to a place that God has prepared for us. And when we have a relationship with Jesus Christ, it guarantees us that we will be around the throne of God in due season. And the church said, y'all are with me, aren't you? And sometimes we forget. And as Christians, I want to suggest that sometimes we got to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. We got to check out, why is it so important for my loved ones to be saved? Why is it so important for people around me to have a relationship with Jesus Christ? Why is it so important to me that the people around me really have a relationship with Jesus Christ? I want to suggest to you that sometimes we just want them fixed because it's going to make it easier for us. Oh, y'all quiet on me. Ain't nobody going to say amen, amen, amen. But why is it that we want a husband that's faithful, a wife that's lovable, and children that are tutorial? Why is it that we want a home that is peaceful and a job that has a salary and benefits that are profitable? Why is it that we want possessions around us that are affordable? We want gasoline that is affordable. I want to suggest to you that we want all these things because it makes it easier for us. Oh, y'all quiet on me. Ain't nobody gonna be with me today. The reality, why is it that we're so insistent that we have cushion chairs in the church? Because it makes it feel better. And if we're not careful, we will be so comfortable here in the earth that we will forget that by and by, sooner than later, that God is preparing a place for us.